Hey guys, this is a very off-the-cuff and fun video I'm doing just for my friends over at Jalopnik, Jason and David Tracy. And Jason recently did a great video where he bought what is the cheapest car in the world, the Changli. This is a Chinese car that is electric, and he bought for $900 plus batteries, $1,200, and had it shipped to America. And him and our friend David went over it, did an unboxing, did a range test on it, and they were quite surprised by how good the car was. Their bar, they said, was right here, but the car surpassed it. Now, guys, I love you guys, but I think your bar really was down here. And let me make you an argument for that. So we just bought, well, not the cheapest car in the world, but an electric drive smart car. Now, you guys paid, what, $1,200 for your Changli? We paid $7,000 for arguably a used smart car with 17,000 miles on it. Now, let's forget about the shipping costs, because you had to ship it over from China. I think that cost you a couple grand, and we had to go pick this up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that cost us a couple hundred. But let's say that you paid roughly $1,200 for a new Changli, and we paid $7,000 for a used smart car. Now, the question I'm going to answer, I'm going to put to you guys is the smart car in essence 7 times better because it costs 7 times as much as the Changli? And I think it is, and let me prove it to you. Let's start with where all electric cars start with, and that are the batteries. The Changli, according to what you guys have done in the video, and by the way, if you guys want to see the Changli, I'm going to do a link to their video below so you can see what it looks like. I'm not even going to talk about styling, but you should take a look at it. Obviously, we don't have as many stickers, but let's start with batteries. So the Changli has 5 12-volt batteries that give you a range of, well, you just did a range test of about 26 miles and a top speed of about 28 miles an hour, which is, yeah, it's pretty pathetic actually, if I'm being honest. The smart car has a 16.5 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery that is actually water cooled. Yep, no air rushing across a 12 volt, but in fact, a water cooled, very sophisticated battery that gives you a top speed of 78 miles an hour and a range of about 80 miles. So 3 times as fast. And if you count the Changli going up a hill, it slows down to about 20 miles an hour, maybe 4 times as fast, and about 3 times as much range. So yeah, at that point, it's probably not 7 times as good, but let me keep making my argument. Now, look at the smart car. I mean, look at it. Style-wise, we call this Tweety for obvious reasons, and I think it's pretty darn cute. Dare I say, sexy in a kind of, you know, girl with big glasses way that when she takes them off, you're like, wow, that girl is really hot. It's a car that is very innovative. It's made of plastic. And the idea, of course, behind the smart car came from the smartwatch, so that if you get in a fender bender or if you get in a scuff, you can just take this plastic panel and you can pull it out and replace it with a new one. So no need to actually paint it. And best of all, you can also exchange these plastic panels, and you can kind of change the color of your car up depending on what the mood suits you. And I think that is certainly worth 7 times more than the Changli, because if you get that thing in an accident, good luck. Now, I noticed you were driving it, and I noticed it didn't have any plates on it. So I don't know about the legality of the Changli, but the smart car is legal in all 50 states. And guess what? It actually has a real key with a real fob that does things like unlock the car remotely. I know that seems like a small thing, but try that with the Changli. Not only does it unlock the car remotely, but check this out. It also unlocks the back remotely and gives you a tailgate that you can sit on and party on. I think that's worth, well, at least 5 times what the Changli does. And of course, being a smart car, it has the charger built right into the tailgate, so you don't need some wonky Chinese charger that you have to figure out. It's all here. It also does level 2 charging like any real self-respecting electric car would. So you can take it on level 2 from 0 to 80% in about 4 hours, which isn't bad, and is actually usable as an everyday commuter. Now, in your video, you guys were all over the moon about like rack and pinion steering in the Changli. You know what the smart car has? It has something that, well, is not unique, but certainly better than Changli, and that is electric steering. So I don't have to fight the car when I want to steer it. It also has, you know, little convenience features that might be worth considering when you're buying a car. You know, things like, I believe it's got 6 airbags. What is it? A trinium cell that surrounds the car so that it doesn't fold like an accordion, which I suspect the Changli will do if you ever hit something. This car will actually try to keep you alive. It also has, you know, things like, well, turn signals and horns that actually work, a real display, and best of all, since it's about 90 degrees out here today, air conditioning. Yep, air conditioning. How cool is that? Of course, things like Bluetooth, I think the Changli has. That's not that surprising. But the smart car will do stuff that the Changli can only dream of. Let me show you. And what I'm talking about is when you plug it in and you turn the key, you have these paddle shifters. Now you may be thinking to yourself, paddle shifters, Roman, does it have gears? No, it's an electric car. It doesn't have any gears, but it has something better. It has regen. So with the paddle shifters, you can or decrease the amount of regen that you put in the car. And check this out, guys. Look, I have a speedometer that actually is real and goes to 100 miles an hour. Now, how cool is that? I also have other, you know, basic necessities that real cars have to have, like, you know, TPMS sensor, electric windows, electric rear view mirrors, and while the Changli may have a rear seat, I have enough room for somebody who's 6'2". And check this out, guys. Look at that. That is one heck of a plastic sunroof. So, you know, I think when you add all of that up, oh, cup holders too. I have cup holders, you know, the things that we here in America love. When you add all that up, I would definitely argue that the electric drive smart car, of course, not only drum brakes, but of course disc brakes and actual rear tires that you can buy, and you know, you don't have to go to let's call it Home Depot, to the wheelbarrow store to actually replace your tires. So I would say when you add all that up, a smart car that arguably does cost used $7,000 is much more than 7 times better than the Changli for $1,300. And you know what? Let me know if I'm wrong. I could be kooky, I could be craziness. You know, I mean, I'm just a guy here in Colorado driving a car that looks like a Tweety bird. But I love electric cars, and I'm gonna leave this last thought out there for you. Why is it called a smart car? See you guys next time.